Hi, and welcome to United Adventure Company presents Ripples from Carcosa, a Call of Cthulhu campaign in 3 scenarios exploring Hastur, Carcosa, and the King in Yellow. Ripples from Carcosa is written by Oscar Rios, Caleb Cleveland, and Lee Simpson. Please enjoy Ripples from Carcosa. Ah, Rome, the center of the empire and the most exciting city in the known world. Even so, it's good to get away from the hustle and bustle, the daily grind of life. This is going to be a wonderful vacation. Setting sail up the Arno River on a luxurious barge. All of you are enjoying the views as you pass the villas and villages along the river. On your way to Vestalium, known for being one of the most exclusive of all resort towns in the province of Italia. Vestalium is nestled amid rolling green hills dotted with date and olive orchards. As you sail around, take a moment to kind of introduce your character, except for Tula. You are not on the barge.
Yeah, I'll start off. I am Titus Fulvius Getta. I am kind of in my mid-20s, a very muscular-built man, holds himself with this kind of at-ease confidence of somebody who's seen too many battles. I have talked at length with anyone who will ask that I'm here on vacation as a reward for valor that I have shown in the protection of a senator. I've been given this all-expense vacation, as it were, and that this place might eventually become my home. I talk a lot about kind of my general loyalty to Rome. I speak in grandiose terms, and I am drunk a majority of the time that we've been on this boat so far. I am on vacation after all, and it is well deserved given my track record. So that is me.
Welcome aboard. Next.
I guess I'll go. Off to the side on her own, there's this woman who, upon first glance, looks quite stately, very noble. She carries herself with this ease and grace that you know is not only ingrained in her being, but something she has practiced for a very long time. And to your shock, there are 2 children with her, who are both surprisingly very well behaved, well mannered, especially for a 3-year-old and a 10-year-old. She's very clearly a beautiful woman, mid-20s. She's very proud, but if you look close, it's clear that she's exhausted, that the weight of her life is starting to catch up a bit, and the high cheekbones and the chiseled face she used to have is starting to soften. But she still carries herself as though she's this great and powerful woman, because she is. If you were to ask her, she would introduce herself with her full title and name, Servia Hertia Masia. But she, of course, would say, just call me Servia. If you were to speak to her for long, you would get the impression that she's a very genuine person, despite the cold exterior.
Awesome. Welcome aboard, Serbia. Next up,
Attilas Blasio stands off to the side on the ship at the rail with a 6-year-old boy by his side, and he's pointing at the coastline and pointing out different landmarks and such. He has all the markings of a man who has come up from the streets. His skin is permanently tanned and leathered. He bears scars from fights and other such things, but he dresses much more like where he has come, which is as a very successful merchant. His son, standing nearby, Senna, is the opposite. Senna very much resembles the privileged upbringing that he has been able to enjoy as a result of Attilius's endeavors. He stands there, and although he smiles and he laughs and he very much puts on a very good front, it's very much it feels like a salesman. He feels like a merchant in every single interaction that he has, preferring to let his demeanor speak for him, rather than run the risk of letting other people get close enough that they might be able to take from him what he's worked so hard for, and that he works even harder to protect.
All right. Well, welcome aboard. As the barge floats down, you're all pampered. This is a vacation barge, after all. You're all pampered and waited upon, given anything you need to make your journey more comfortable. As the sun sets over the western horizon, you can begin to see the outskirts. As darkness falls, you land on the docks and are met by servants of the resort Villa Ravelus. They meet you there, where you are ushered into litters and carried along with your luggage to the resort. You're shown to your beautiful rooms and given glasses of fine wine. It is late. Travel has you exhausted, and after the wine, you sleep. You sleep upon marvelously comfortable beds. The next morning, you awake well-rested and hungry, eager to see the town and what it has to offer in the way of shopping and distractions. It's wonderful to get away somewhere peaceful, relax. After all, you're on vacation. That morning, there's a knock upon your door to wake you and bring you to breakfast.
So I'll be playing Tula. Tula is one of those women that, in a crowd of say 1,000 slaves, your eyes would instantly be drawn to her. She is tall. She has dark eyes, long, dark hair. Walks with an air of reverence, but it is completely happenstance. It is not because she thinks herself better than anybody else or anything like that. She just merely recognizes that life as a slave for her has been as good as it gets for a slave. And as a result, she has been entrusted with a few duties around the resort, primarily as a person who knows the town well, knows the ins and outs. If you were looking for something, trying to find that perfect fill in the blank, Tula will know exactly where it is and how to get it. You're feeling a little bit peckish while out and about, and you're looking for a nice place for some fresh meat or some olives or dates, and you're looking for a place to sit down with a nice comfortable table and good wine. Tula will know just the place. It's right around the corner.
Awesome. Yes, Tula knocks on your doors and greets you fondly and welcomes you downstairs, leading you to a large dining room where a breakfast of dates and bread, oil, and honeymead wine is laid upon the table for you to all just devour as much as you want. The more you eat, the more they bring. It's vacation after all. There are some musicians here playing soft music. Oh no, dark-haired woman sings softly in Greek. but just softly enough, not too loud to overdrive any conversation that you may be having. A side table has been set up for the children, and they are kind of enjoying each other's company. A matronly woman there has kind of begun to attend to the children and the table they're at it. You've been assured that the children will have the most wonderful time on their vacation as well, and you need not worry about them at all. They're in good care of the resort, and you can go and enjoy your days, and the children will enjoy theirs as well. The air is sweet, the scent of flowers, honey, just almost perfumatic, like as if someone's walking around just misting the air with perfume. And well-dressed and attractive slaves serve quickly and quietly. They come and go almost as if not to be seen. The food is of the finest quality, and the couches are large and generously cushioned. You feel quite comfortable. Finally, you get to relax. You can feel your shoulders drop, your muscles relaxing a little bit on this first breakfast of your vacation. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves or engage in any conversation that you'd like.
Are we all sitting at the same table?
There's one large stone table, and then the room is kind of adorned with couches and comfortable chairs around the sides of the room for you to kind of lounge in, where you can sit back, lean deep into the thick cushions and sip your wine and eat your bread and fruit.
I'm getting in a loud argument with somebody about which chariot team is the best.
Of course you are.
If anyone wishes to interject, they are, of course, privileged to their opinion, but I think my team is the best.
Who's your team?
I am blanking on, I believe, oh yes, there were 4 main teams, the red, white, blue, and green, and I cheer for the green. And in fact, I'm like wearing like a green sash as a part of my normal attire to represent that. Of course, the Reds are dog shit and don't deserve any time or applause. Totally beneath us.
Yeah, so I would be on Team Blue, and I support our chariot driver, Galus Earnhardus.
Perfect. So perhaps I'm arguing with you about teams and who is the best racer amongst them, which crop of horses look best this particular season, and arguing about last season where perhaps the greens lost to the blue.
Yeah, and I would also be sharing information about the quality of the new herd of horses that are coming out of Arabia Magna.
Of course.
I spend a pretty good amount of time trading there and interacting with the breeders. So give you a little insight behind the curtain.
I can only imagine that Titus's favorite chariot driver would be Jafari Johansson.
Perfect. Yes, that is exactly who I am rooting for. I talk with him. I talk about him with a certain like reverential energy to it, and I spend a lot of time talking about how much I admire his musculature.
His squared off chin, really.
Yeah,
quite aerodynamic for chariot racing.
In fact, you have to bring Titus more than once back onto the subject matter at hand about the horses. Like it kind of stuck on talking about the individual men that are the racers themselves, as opposed to like their performance on the.
Fantastic. At a moment in the heat of this conversation, A well-dressed man with short gray hair enters the room. He clears his throat. Now, welcome, guests. There's no need to argue. All the chariot teams are the best. We know that here. We have all of the best chariots and all of the best chariot drivers.
Well, he says, I'm just gonna obnoxiously boo. Boo! Not true.
He walks over and takes your hand firmly in his and gives it a good shake. And he says, welcome, Titus. I'm so glad you're here. I am Gaius Philippus. This is my beautiful resort, and it is my honor to welcome you here.
And it is honor to be here, but of course, do not disgrace the green with that sort of chatter. I do not even think your town here fields a team.
We field all the teams. And with that, he kind of releases your hand and turns and greets.
Very important. How soft was his hands?
His hands are very soft. You can tell he has not done a day of manual labor in his life. Yeah. And he continues around the room, greeting each of you by name with a firm but gentle handshake. And his tone is quite friendly and jovial. You do notice, actually, Titus, give me a spot hidden. See if you can see this under his robes.
Spot hidden. Do, do, do. Oh, wait a minute here. The character sheets you linked do not have the. Oh no, yes they do. Never mind. I'm just blind. There.
I hope so.
No, I'm just blind. Don't mind me.
You're blind. All right. Each of you can actually do this as he comes by and shakes your hand.
Sure. I got an 85, so that is over. Fail for me.
All right. Well, I still failed. So.
I got a 13.
Hey.
That would be a hard pass, right? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, cool. You notice as he shakes your hand, Severus, there's a large tattoo on his arm, and it's almost as if he pulls his sleeve up a little bit to kind of flaunt it at you. It is a legionary tattoo. You recognize as he kind of flaunts that to you.
Would I recognize what legion it's from?
Probably. With a hard, I'd say yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I do not have.
One step ahead. One step ahead.
Asking too many questions. We're gonna have to clear you off right away.
Yep, that's it.
Out here to investigate.
What?
You gotta stop investigating. That's the only way to survive this.
True.
You getting curious early on.
All right. Making it hard on your dad.
Haha.
I will get that info to you.
Don't be a
Yes.
coward. Kill him.
I've already started writing them.
Find one that you like, and that's the one it is.
Okay.
The book doesn't say. It just says it's a legionary tattoo. So
Sick.
obviously he is a fan of that legion. Perhaps that's why he cheers for chariot races. And as he finishes making the greetings, he turns to all of you and says, I've taken the liberty of arranging a full day of amusement and indulgence for you all. Tula will be your guide about the city, and she knows the town very well, and is here at your service for the duration of your stay. He pulls out a scroll, and now, then on to start your day off. He unfurls the scroll. We have many fine shops and wonderful public gardens. Our bathhouse is second to none. And at the 6th hour, you have a reservation there. Tula will make sure you're not late because you may not get in otherwise. They're usually booked for days in advance. If you should become hungry, there are many fine eateries across the town that Tula can guide you to any of them. But do not fill your bellies completely, because I have a wonderful dinner planned. At the 8th hour, we shall board my private barge and enjoy an evening feast upon the river. There is much entertainment planned for us. There's from Gallia, the musician, the magician Corylus will astound you. Then you will laugh to the antics of Dives and Muffin, a man and his amazing trained dog. It's quite marvelous, actually, if you've never seen anything like it. I have imported the 2 of the finest dancers from Arabia.
I'm gonna like while he's talking, I'm just gonna like lean over to the merchant and be like, "Oh, I've seen my fair share of trained dogs in the army."
And I have imported the 2 of the finest dancers from Arabia, dark beauties, sure to steal your heart. Then, to finish out the evening, a matched pair of gladiators to entertain us with a fighting display. Not bad for your first day here, huh? What of tomorrow, you wonder? Surely you've heard of this new play. It's debuting tonight. The work of the famous Livius Carbo and his troupe. This will be a play like no other. First in the Empire. Fully reserved for weeks. But I have secured you all seats. A spot for each of you to attend tomorrow night. And then after the play, we'll have wine and poetry reading here in the dining room. But before you begin your first day of activities, our players have prepared a special set to welcome you. I give you the Players of Ravelous. At this point, the musicians begin to strike up their song. The singer begins singing their final set of the morning as Gaius departs quietly. You're now on your own with Tula to go about the city and explore.
Real quick, before I forget to ask, what was his full name again?
Gaius Philippus. I will put it in the Discord for you.
Okay. Sorry.
No worries. Good question.
You're being very studious and writing things down,
Listen,
like all of
yes.
us are, I am sure.
I gotta be.
I'm
the
sure all of you are
note-taker.
taking fantastic notes. We know who
Yes.
the scribe of the game is.
Around the house, we call him Guy.
Excellent. And Tullius is leading us, right? Let's see here. Tula, there we go. Look at that.
Yes.
Indeed, Tula. Yes.
Well, Tula, I am dressed for the day's activities. I am full of food and ready to disembark if you are.
Indeed. We shall go. Is there anything that strikes your fancy?
Nothing, of course. I am used to receiving orders instead of making them, so I would prefer if you chose.
Indeed. So what I would propose is that perhaps we take a small tour around town. I show you a few of the shops and establishments that are around, and if there's anything that strikes your fancy, merely let me know, and we shall go.
I will pack my things and ready to go. Just to check for out of game, would it be usual or unusual for me to wear my armor on the town?
I think being that you're on vacation, it would probably be unusual to wear your full armor, but you would definitely wear something identifying you as a Roman soldier to the Senate.
Okay, so like maybe not my helmet, but I'd still wear my tunic.
Tunic and definitely
and my
your
sword.
Roman, your Senate sash.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna actually
You didn't bring your going to town armor? You're going on vacation, man.
This is my
I'm sure you
my
have your
all-around
armor.
armor. They don't give us different kinds of armor. We only get one kind of armor, and it's the everything armor.
It's the everything armor.
So I guess I will wear that, bring my sword, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I just strap my I carry my sword with me everywhere because that's how I got to where I am. I'm not about to get got. So yeah, I strap my sword onto my hip, and I'm just like, all right, let's go. I'm here for a good time.
I'm gonna say Servia before she goes is gonna stop the woman in charge of her children, which she loves more than anything else, and just be like, could you give me an itinerary, please? I worry so much, you know? They really are the only thing left in my life. I would just like to make sure they're going to be all right. You know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Here you go. And she hands you a scroll, and there's puppet shows. There are games to play around town with the other children. There are mini plays. The dog and the magician. All of that is on the itinerary throughout the day.
Okay.
Attila pushes by and points at Senna and says, Senna, don't be weak. And that's it. That's his parenting.
Nice. Don't be weak. I love it.
Yeah. And I have my knives. I know this is unrealistic for the time, but consider it's cool. I'm going to say Serbia, as a woman of the court, is used to, well, not the court, but like of high status, is used to having to hide weapons on her person.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
while these two brutes are brandishing their swords proudly, she's got maybe a knife or two tucked away, just one.
Okay.
She is still on vacation, you know.
But a woman can never be too safe.
Of course. Of course.
Of course. All right. Fantastic. And Tula leads you all out of the villa. The streets are beautiful, clean, uncluttered. It's quite the stark difference from Rome that you're used to, where there are people everywhere and noise and hustle and bustle. And the street traffic here is very light. This is clearly a town that is way too exclusive to attract large, noisy crowds and large, noisy people. So the columns of the buildings are all constructed of fine white marble, as you would expect in a city such as this. The weather today is perfect. Blue skies with a picturesque view of the Arno River, never far from sight, no matter where you are in town. As you kind of roll through town, visiting different shops, picking up trinkets, grabbing snacks, the few people you do run into are like you on vacation, but you see some that are just kind of standing around. They're waving to people. It looks like they're trying to stop them. Can you give me an insight or a spot hidden on either one of those? They're all very, very attractive, and they're all wearing yellow tunics.
Hell yeah. Spot hidden. Okay.
Hey.
Or insight.
That's a pass for me. Spot hidden. I
I
see hot
rolled a
people.
3.
Holy cow. That's an extreme.
Sorry.
I found a local merchant who was selling small opium poppies and am otherwise distracted.
Okay, fair enough. Tula, you probably know of these people already, but you haven't had much interaction with them.
And I rolled an 11, so.
Yep. So there is something a little off with these folks. Each of you notice it. Their hands tremble a little. or maybe their eyes are a little glassy and have a wide gaze. And actually, a couple of them wander up to you.
I'll position myself between them and my guests.
Oh,
If
Pardon,
there's a
pardon.
hot guy approaching, I will circumvent Tula to meet them halfway.
oh, these are very attractive. Very attractive individuals, but they look a little off. This particular one has a kind of a little tick and a wide staring gaze. Servia, you noticed that the group you were watching, one of them handed one of their passerbys something, just handed it to them. The person looked at it and just kind of tucked it in their pocket, and then or pouch, and then kind of went on about their walk, almost ignoring the crier. And you hear the one that approaches you says, "A play like none before. Come see the story unfold for yourself. A noble family plots and plans. The true king arrives. It is a tale of wonder and mystery. The story unfolds under the stars. Come see 1,000 lamps illuminate in the final act. Beautiful actresses, handsome actors, costumes like none on earth. Come see. Aventus Regis."
I'm leaning full tilt into himbo, and like if they're handing out the play rights, like it just goes like right in my pocket without me paying attention to it at all, and I'm just gonna like start chatting with this person who's in front of me, and seeing if they have any plans after the show.
Yeah, so he's gonna just kind of reach out and hand each one of you one of these small wooden tokens. They are painted in gold, and
Oh,
if you look at them,
I was just about to ask.
so as you look at them, go ahead. Anybody who looks at them, go ahead and make me a sanity check.
I distinctly said I was
You
going full
distinctly
himbo.
said before, yes. So,
It just goes right in my pocket.
Yep. and he's talking to you. Oh yes, we have a beautiful after party. You should come. It will be fantastic.
27.
I will definitely consider. Where is this after party located?
Oh, it will be in the in the arena where the play is, but we'll find you. Don't worry. I know what you look like now. We'll find you. And he's just got this tick.
Sure. I'm totally oblivious to it. I'm just, okay, you're going to find me. Great. Awesome. Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful plan. I look forward to seeing you.
And me, you. I can't wait to see you at the play.
I'll give them a big winning smile.
He kind of hops, skips, meanders away.
I rolled just over my sanity.
Just over. Okay.
Yep.
And now, were you over or under?
Under by a good bit.
So, fail on your sanity check. Give me a D6 sand loss, please. You feel dizzy and nauseous as you kind of stare at this, and it almost looks like this emblem is swirling. You can kind of see the symbol. Wow, really?
Indeed.
You see these the arms on the token are kind of almost look as if they're reaching out for you. And it's a pretty good sand loss there for Tula.
Well, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it right.
So when he throws it down, it makes like a clattering sound.
Yeah.
You know, Attilius has been acquiring, Nymphia, Silithus, all these other various plants, opium, because he's on vacation. And when he hears it hit the ground, he just kind of stops and walks over and picks it up without, just mindlessly, not even paying attention, and just hands it back, and then, and then goes back.
You
right?
drop this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's just trying to be a nice guy. He's on vacation. He's trying to be likable, and this is part of his thing, is being helpful. So he's like, oh, here you go, you drop this, and then goes back to
Nice.
whatever it is he's doing in the market.
Nice. So Tula,
Yeah,
you are
I'm
quite unsettled.
pretty oblivious to Tula freaking out over there.
Oh yeah, if she's freaking out, then also he'll hand it to her and be like, man, are you okay?
I don't know. It's something has come over me. It must have been the dates.
Just a shift in humor. You know how fruit can be.
Indeed.
Servia steps forward and kind of puts an arm around Tula and is like, how about we go sit down and take a break from walking? Let the food settle. I'm sure you know of somewhere lovely. Just trying to redirect, because she's confused at what just happened.
Absolutely, and I guide us to a wall that has several benches on it that overlooks the river that flows through town, and the view is spectacular. You kind of have a grand overview of the region. I come here sometimes when I need to settle myself.
Servia kind of gives that look of like, I understand. Maybe not completely, but she gives that sort of sympathetic, that mom look when you just did something and they don't know how to react, but they want you to know that they care. Like that.
I reach out and I grab Servia's hand, just hold Servia's hand, but I don't let go.
She just kind of pats it. She's not used to physical affection. She's like, yeah, yes. It's a lovely spot you've picked too.
As in fact, this wall borders on one side. You can sit outside and oversee the river. On the other side are some of the public gardens, which are some of the best public gardens in all of Italia. So you do come here quite often, and the main gate is not far from these benches where you sit. Should you want to kind of take a load off in the coolness of the gardens after all the walking and shopping that you've done. The garden might actually be just the place to set the mind at ease.
Oh,
I'm very
yeah,
happy
no.
to go to the gardens.
Yeah, if there are gardens, I am definitely going, because I just bought all these drugs and we got to do them somewhere.
Right.
And I got a feeling, I'm looking at you, Titus, that I won't be the only one.
Yeah, I'm very happy going to the gardens.
Very nice. All right. You can see through the main gates of the gardens. There are fountains, numerous fountains inside. The paths leading in all different directions, paved with white gravel. And there are also plenty of benches here and vendors around. As you enter the main gate, there is a local constable, if you will. Excuse me. A local constable, if you will, questioning pretty much everyone who enters. including each of you. Man comes forward, a club and whip on his belt, as well as his uniform, marking him as a man of the local Vijali. He gives a half smile and a nod in greeting before asking you, "Have you seen the little girl? She's 6 years old, dressed in a white tunica. She has blonde hair and hazel eyes. Her name is Nalara. She ran off from her father earlier today, and we're trying to locate her. If you find her, please alert a member of the guard."
I will shrug in sympathy and then just shake my head as I haven't seen them.
You said the name was Alara?
Nalara,
Alara.
Nelara. And then he, as you all kind of acknowledge him, he just moves on to the next group of people behind you, repeating the same. It's almost as if he's just kind of walking down the line, entering the gardens, hoping that someone has seen this poor lost young girl.
Yeah, I like take note of it in that sort of militaristic way of like I commit it to memory, like the person's name, but like I don't know where they are, so I don't engage with any more questions about it. I just know who to look out for.
Fair enough.
I just start muttering, Nalara, Nalara, Nalara. Why do I think I know that name? Nalara, 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 Nalara. And I just keep going Nalara, like caught in that endless loop.
Right on. And as you step into the gardens, the mist blowing off of the fountains cools the air. The afternoon sun is really hot, and the heat reflecting up off of the white gravel is kind of radiating, but they've done a great job of placing the fountains in places where it will cool things down for you. You walk through various flowers imported from all around are planted here. Trees, olive bushes, all kinds of stuff that you can imagine being in this garden. There's even what appears to be an arbor, maybe. Can you all kind of, as you're walking through here, make me another spot hidden, please?
Sure. And unless there's anything that indicates that I shouldn't do this, I'm just eating from the branches.
Oh yeah, that's totally okay. Yeah, you're just picking the fruit and eating. It's totally expected.
Okay.
A couple of the vendors kind of give you a side eye because they're like, "Hey man, I'm selling stuff here. You should be buying from me." But
I am very oblivious to their stance.
yes.
I got a 7 on 60.
No, I failed. I was sitting here rolling up a nymphia. It's an Egyptian, mild sedative.
Right on.
You're just perpetually in the background.
Oh god.
It's the only way to explain all these terrible rolls.
Yeah.
Are you already high? Have you like pre-gamed the wall?
Man,
Oh man, I have
because
to return to my terrible child soon. I better hit this right now.
I haven't rolled below a 40 yet.
9 under.
So pass. Everybody else passed?
Yep.
So as you're each kind of wandering through this path, at different points, you each notice a small drop of blood, splatter of blood, if you will, on the white gravel, stands out very sharply in contrast to the white stone.
Is it like fresh or?
If you reach down and touch it, yes, it's fresh.
Yeah, I mean, I've dealt with my fair share of blood before, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, you're not very squeamish.
No, I'm not. We don't have a concept of germ theory yet, so I'm fine. I could like eat this and not feel bad about it.
Like,
It's fine.
Yep. That's Roman blood.
That's definitely right. I know I can detect a German blood, for instance, because I served so long in Germania. But is there a path that like leads to it, or is it just a single spot?
Yeah, so you're gonna kind of follow the blood a little bit, try and search a little bit and look for it.
Yeah.
Where it goes.
Sure.
Yeah, you do pick up a blood trail. I'll give you that. You're an experienced soldier, probably have no need for a roll here. You find a small blood trail that leads off between some bushes to kind of a hidden clearing wherein you see a little girl sitting on the ground. She's off the main path and blocked from casual view by a bench and a rose bush. Her blonde hair tangled in her hazel eyes. She matches that description of the lost child. You notice that her white tunica is splattered with blood. In her hands is a dead kitten, its head bashed in against the side of the stone bench she's sitting near. Her arms slowly swinging out, striking the body of the dead animal against the bench, over and over. She's muttering in a trance-like voice, "Mother, there's a stranger in the city. Mother, there's a stranger in the city. Mother, there's a stranger in the city." Can I get each of you to make me a sand check, please?
The game is kind of funny, this setting, because in Rome, I'm like, okay, let me think about the standard Roman. These things happen. You just
The damn cat
sometimes there's just a dead cat,
Sometimes there's just a dead cat.
I bombed. I got a 99.
Oh, crit fail. I succeeded with a 44, so the opposite of that 99.
You took my rolls.
And of course, Tula's 9 over.
I also failed.
All right, if you
Okay,
fail,
so-
it'll be 1d3. If you pass, just take 1.
Alright, I want to look at this child, and I just kind of look over at the rest of at Titus, because I don't think the other two are going to take this very well, and I say, in some places they throw this one back to the sea, because,
I'm just gonna cut the joke. I'm just gonna cut the tension with just like a very inappropriate joke. Well, in Rome, we wouldn't have very many kids if that was the case.
Servia just looks horrified with the whole situation. She's like clutching her chest. She's like, oh.
Yeah, go ahead and make me, Servia, make you an intelligence roll, please.
Oh, great. Fun. I love that. Oh, God.
I'm just gonna scoop up the child, by the way.
Okay, you scoop up do you take the kitten away or anything?
I'm just gonna kind of like knock it out of her hand. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she releases it without much resistance, and she'll let you pick her up.
Hard success.
All right.
Hard success?
You got
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
You were having a kind of a moment here, Servia, as this reminds you of a time when you were a little girl and your father had not wanted you to bring home that cat that followed you home, but it did, and well, that cat had kittens, and your father didn't want those kittens. He was angry about it. So he took those kittens and tied them in a sack and threw them in the river. And this reminds you of that time when he was so cruel to something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it is shaking you to your core, and you were lucky you made that intelligence save. Let me just tell you that. However, your vision goes a bit red. You're having a bit of a panic attack at this memory.
I slink over to Servia and I reach down and hold her hand in mine.
She's very freaking like out of it. So when you do, she kind of jolts, and she's like, "Oh, goodness, lost my composure." But it's still very clear she's like trying to pull herself together, because yeah, no, she's not used to not being that poised person.
Attilius offers you a pipe. Like, he looks at you, sees that he's just like, not too much, just a little. It's already lit.
She takes it. She doesn't much care right now. She's definitely going to just take it and move on.
Oh, I mean, I take it back after
Oh
you
yeah,
get it.
no.
Yeah. And he pulls it back like kind of quick, like not too much. I don't think your experiences are quite the same as mine.
She kind of gives you that like death glare of like, you don't know me. It's like the first time you see her like get really kind of irritated.
I notice her hand gets suddenly a little colder.
Yeah. Wow. How does that play out for you? This goes on for a few moments. You're standing there as Titus lifts up the kid. Tilius hands you the pipe, and you're having this just raw, visceral reaction to seeing this poor child be so cruel to a kitten.
Yeah. So she's, you know, trying her best to like breathe, and it's clear that she's done this before, or at least she's helped people do this before. There's practice in it, like everything she does, but it's still very haphazard, and she's freaking out even after she like takes that little like smoke. And after she gives the death glare, she kind of like steels herself, and she's like, "We just met not a few hours ago, and yet you assume my background. Why is that?" She's just very clearly channeling her emotions into something.
Yeah. He looks at you rather blankly, and kind of for the first minute, like for the first time, his affect becomes very flat, and you kind of feel like you caught him off guard, and he just looks at you, your skin.
And you think someone from nobility is incapable of doing anything?
Phyllis looks down at his arm that is just scarred from shoulder to fingertips with various scars from pit fighting and doing everything else that he had to do for manual labor. Looks back up at you, pale skin, smooth, almost ivory-like. He just kind of laughs. "I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying."
And I say you know nothing. And she
Probably right.
She just kind of turns away a little bit. She's just not looking. She's very clearly just done with the conversation, you know. The pussy thing.
Yeah.
Well, it seems there are those that are looking for this young girl. Perhaps we should get her back.
Yes, and she lets you pick her up, and her eyes are just wandering into space. If you question her, she just has this blank look and just is continuing to mutter that over and over.
Question her kind of jovially and say, "Wow, you really did a number on that cat, kid. Have you considered working for the legionaries?" And I'm going to laugh at my own joke. Did she respond at all or change what she's saying?
She chuckles a bit and says, "Legionary, I am a princess."
Well, yes, many young girls seem to hold that position. What lands do you govern in your princesship?
I am Camilla. I am a princess, and I govern all the lands.
Seems rather selfish. Did your parents not treat you with humility? You should at least leave some lands for all the other princesses.
And with that, her eyes kind of just go blank again, and she's staring up at the sky and doesn't have much of a response for you. She begins muttering, There's a stranger in the city. A stranger. Back to
Many
that.
strangers. That is the nature of cities.
You get back to the guard and alert him. Her father arrives within minutes and thanks you profusely for finding her. He's both relieved that she's somewhat unharmed and terrified once he learns at what she's done. He scoops her up and rushes away, cradling her to him as her limbs just kind of flop about as he runs home. And she continues to repeat that same mantra. There's a stranger in the city.
Dust my hands off. A job well done.
You hear him say you hear him say as he leaves, thanking the guard one last time. I have to get back to finish setting up the lamps in the arena for tonight's play. I have to get back. Thank you so much. So worried about her.
Man, I'm going to say you're welcome.
All right, and with that excitement, Tua, you look at the sundial in the garden here and realize it is, oh my goodness, you must hurry. It's almost time for your appointment at the bathhouse.
I recognize this, and I take a quick moment to gather myself and position myself in the mental map of the city that I have, and then I proceed to take us through various back alleys and other means to expedite our travels for the shortest possible route, making sure not to stay too long in places where we probably shouldn't.
Yeah. As you tour through the city in your whirlwind kind of pass through town, you see more of these folks dressed in yellow tunics handing out more of these coins, these wooden coins to more and more people. Most people are just ignoring them, dropping them in their pouches or pockets, and then going about their day. Occasionally you'll see someone that looks at it and just screams in horror, throws it on the ground, and just runs off into the distance. And as you arrive at the bathhouse, right on time, nonetheless, there are separate bathing facilities for men and women, and there, as you enter, there is a large shelving unit, I guess you call it, full of lotions and oils, sponges, soft robes, snacks, sandals, of course, wine, and health tonics. And this is definitely gotten to the heat of the day. You are never more thankful to get in off the streets than you are right now. So we're gonna split the party here, and the ladies are gonna go to one building and the men are gonna go to another.
Fantastic. No, I very much make use of the facilities that are available to me. I go hard on that lotion. You know, it's just I'm not sparing any body surface. I want my money's worth.
One of
You're
the
like asking
attendants,
strangers and stuff why extra oil.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
like, get the bag real good.
the each of you, Tilius and Titus, are greeted by an attendant that takes the oils and lotions you have and begins to apply them wherever you would like them applied to you, before you step into the actual bathhouse area of bathing area, I guess you'd call it.
I'm pretty insistent. I might cause a small scene over this. but if they insist on touching me, I won't let them, and I'll do it myself. But then I'll enter with the rest of everyone else.
Okay. Cool. They offer you a massage after your bath as well. Each of you are offered a massage.
Nope.
I wouldn't know what to do with one.
Yeah, I'll take mine and his, so it's all good.
Okay. You volunteer as tribute, huh?
You know, everybody's got to take one for the team every once in a while.
You're all welcome for my sacrifice.
Tula, you know quite a few of these slave attendant people here in the bathhouse. So anyone that you would like to chat with, you are welcome to do so. You can also enjoy the bathhouse for your relaxation if you'd like.
I will take some time and talk to several of the familiar faces that I recognize and catch up and see how things have been going. Talk about work, shop, things like that.
Sure. They talk about some of the new help that they've received. During the day, these new folks are clumsy. They're easily distracted. And at night, a few of them are having like nightmares, moaning, they're thrashing about in their sleep. No one really wants to sleep close to them because they don't get to sleep. Yeah, so this is a new batch that they have in. The new girls is what they're called. They're just not working out.
Interesting. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that perhaps some fresh fruit and oil will cure them of what ails what ails them.
Yes, we could hope. It's just, well, with this new troop in town, all the sell-offs, we're getting them, and this is what we're getting. It's sad, really. Sad.
What do you know of this troupe?
They're the ones putting on the Aventus Regis play, the new play that's going on at the arena. Yes,
and have they been by often?
Yes, they've bought many. Some go just quite mad after just a few hours in rehearsals, we're told, and others, they don't last minutes. There's something about this play that just drives people mad. Or maybe it's the heat. It's been a really hot summer.
Curious.
They were basically, once they didn't work out for the play, they were rejected and then sold off here to the bathhouse or other areas around town that needed help.
I see. Where were they from?
Oh, all over.
All over. Is that near? And I rattle off a couple of towns.
Sure, that's near anywhere and everywhere.
Ah, yes. I know it well. Aside from the players, who else has been frequenting here regularly?
Just tourists.
Tourists.
Many have come to town just to see the play. Supposedly it's a wonderful play. I haven't experienced any of it myself yet.
And I asked the all important hush hush question that is not spoken but spoken of, which is, and how are you at buying your freedom?
You know, it's a long road, Tula. Not all of us are as lucky as you to be in a situation with such a gracious owner and supportive as Gaius. If only I worked for Gaius, that would be wonderful. But I don't. So I don't have as much taken care of as you do.
Well, you know it's your job to make sure that you do the best work that you can, and with time, perhaps fortune will befall you.
We can hope. We can hope.
Indeed.
Perhaps once you're gone from Gaius's, he'll need to hire someone new, and I can go there, and then that will be my fortune.
I will be sure to put in a good word.
Oh, thank you, Tula. You are too kind.
And with that, I will partake of the baths and try to shake some of the fog that is still scrambling around my noodle.
Indeed. And Sevria, you've been in the bathhouse already for a few minutes while Tula was conversing with her friends. And you've overheard a couple of people talking. Obviously, you do try to keep to yourself at times, you've said, so you may not be the one to just walk in and strike up a conversation, but you walk in and hear one going on. Apparently, they're talking about the play and how it must be costing just an absolute fortune to produce. Renting the arena, the promotions, 1,000 oil lamps. The amount of coin being spent on this just has to be astronomical. And the question is kind of asked is how can the producers hope to make back their investment? It's got to be too costly. And they're kind of going back and forth, these two women, about it. They're probably in near your social class.
I'm a bit standoffish, so I don't approach. I'm still a little shaken from what happened earlier, so I sort of set myself nearby and try and listen in, because I know a few rumors and would like to see if they're connected.
So you're just gonna kind of listen and see what
I hear, yeah.
jumps out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
On my side of things, I do want to know if there's any soldiers in the bathhouse with us that I could talk to.
Actually, there are a couple, and you hear them conversing as you walk in and kind of settle yourself in. Can you believe that they look around for a minute, knowing they're about to say something they shouldn't probably say in a public space? You recognize them from their tattoos, that they're soldiers. You recognize the kind of legionary tattoo style. That pompous little prefect. Can you believe Octavius threatened to shut down this performance unless they gave him a private screening of it before the public opening? He claimed it was because he thought the play might be treasonous, Republican sympathizers or something. He'll be in there tonight, though. Watch, in his usual box.
I'm just gonna like kind of cut him off from that and like pretend that I wasn't listening to them talk, and be like, "Greetings. It seems as if you are of my kin." And I'm gonna say and just kind of like gesture to some of their tattoos. I am considering moving to this location. I'm curious about the events and goings on in town. What your experience is like here, and if it is truly what the stories make it out to be, being stationed out to this location.
Oh, brother, it is all the stories and then some. This city is, well, it's what do they say? Easy street. There's very little crime. You see, we don't have to do much. We get to enjoy the bathhouses. We get the pick of anyone really that comes through town that we'd like. It's fantastic. And we also are given liberties for private escorts and the such. So we can make some coin on the side.
Of course, naturally, every soldier's prerogative to make coin where they were. They certainly don't pay us enough for it, right?
You're correct. Oh, yes. Good one. So are you
We
going
seem to have
play?
a lost child problem around here, though. I had to rescue one that was lost by their father during here.
Oh, did you find her? That was excellent work. Excellent work. Yes, I'm so glad she was found.
Yes. Is that a common occurrence?
Not until just recently. People,
There's been a recent rash of disappearances.
not disappearances, but odder behavior. Children doing strange things. People just not being themselves. It all started about this play that came in.
Ah, yes, I saw some of the players. Quite the sight, so to say. And I'm gonna wink suggestively.
Yes, and he suggestively winks back. Yes, those Republican sympathizers,
Yes.
they're here to do us all in, don't you know?
They can certainly do me in. So the particular showing itself, it might have escaped me, but who is putting on this show?
Oh, have you not heard? Oh, it's the it's the troupe is been arranged by one of the most famous playwrights in all of the Roman Empire.
And are they in town?
Well, yes, they're here. Their opening night is tonight.
Excellent.
As I'm
What are they
rolling
like?
frantically to find the.
Oh, yeah. As I continue to ask follow-up questions on this.
Livius Carbo. That was him. Carbo, yes. Very successful playwright back in the day. But they say he went a little off the deep end when his wife died a few years ago.
Oh, a real shame that, I'm sure. Well,
Yeah.
all right. At least I'm going to write it in the chat here. Liso Carbo.
Yes. Livisa, Livi, Livius Carbo.
Is he from Hydrate? That would be carbohydrate?
Yes.
Boo!
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like wind up that conversation with them. Like once I kind of get the idea of that, the play be spooky.
And then they kind of, as that they're telling you about him, they say that's, they send him to Herculaneum to get away and get things sorted out. I don't know if they made air quotes in Roman times, but now he's back to writing plays, and people say he's back to his old self. I sure hope, because his last two productions were 1,000, but 1,000 oil lamps. This is going to be a sight, that's for sure.
Well, I guess we shall see.
I would hope
please
so,
do
with
show
all
me
that
that.
lamp oil.
Could I perchance get you, perhaps, if not today, maybe tomorrow, to show me around the grounds for the guard facilities? I do really wish to know if it's worthwhile trying to get the placement out here.
Absolutely, sure, absolutely. You can find me there at a 6th hour.
I will strike up the deal with a hearty handshake.
Stay well, brother.
I shall. And then I'll give the Roman salute.
He gives you the Roman bathhouse salute.
Very lazy bathhouse salute.
Very lazy bathhouse. Yes.
Okay, that's it for me.
Yeah, when you get done, I'm sorry, when you finish that conversation and kind of come back, I'll lean over to you and I'll be like, they think they're Republican sympathizers. because they are Republican sympathizers.
Then you take a big bong rip.
No, we're good now. He is where he is.
I do not concern myself with such things. I serve Rome. Whatever the Roman people decide is best for them is in my heart.
Gold or silver don't seem to really care much either.
Politics is for people without anything going on in their head. I'll just say dismissively, and then continue to enjoy kind of the bath. I am a little like whimsical in the bath. You know, there's lots of splashing and other enjoyment in the water facilities. That I have to imagine that there's like a fixtures, I guess. I'm imagining cherubs that spit water on people and whatnot.
You're just splashing about.
Yeah. I'm just having a good time in the bath, man. You don't get
Right
these
on.
very often.
You and your rubber ducky, and
I just have a vision of Titus floating on his back in the pool, tipping his head over, taking a mouthful of water, and then squirting it out into this, really interesting three-streamed fountain coming out.
Yes, I shall become the fountain.
about that time, Tilius, you get a tap on your shoulder. The massage is ready for you, sir. If you'll come this way.
Yeah, he stands up immediately and goes, like, this is vacation time.
Oh, yeah. And they lead you back through a hallway and into a room where the light is very dim. It's nice and cool here. And there is a beautiful young slave there standing next to a table. Her hand is on the table, kind of gesturing you in.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't my first massage. I know how this goes.
Right on. So you lay on the table, and she begins to apply the oil and work on you for a bit. Takes out a kind of a rough stone and begins to kind of buff your skin with it. Feels really good. A thicker heated oil is then poured on and scraped off with what you can tell is some sort of a blade-like object. As you're in this, make me a spot hidden as she's kind of giving you this massage.
Oof. About to die, fellas. 91.
Oh dear Lord.
Suited. Gone.
Yeah, you are in the zone, man. Is this hot liquid that she's pouring on and scraping off is just all over you, and she's buffing you with this stone. You notice that she's just kind of zoned out. The blade stops moving, and you can hear her breathing become a little uneven.
When you say uneven,
You could tell before she had like a rhythm to her breathing as she was kind of in this practice of working the oil and the stone across your body. And now it's more ragged or interrupted, labored.
I'm gonna look up at her. Is she okay?
Her eyes appear full of loss and hopelessness. The wide, flat blade that she holds in her hand is drenched in blood and drips onto the tile floor. The massage table in your back. Her left arm is held outward, and upon the bare forearm are 6 very deep cuts. all evenly placed. She lifts the blade to her arm again, pushing it in bone deep into her flesh without so much as a flinch. But before you can react, she begins to slice, carving a seventh deep gouge into her flesh. And I'm going to need you to make me a sand check there. Please?
You fool! This is what you get for taking everyone's back massage.
Karma.
Hey, you know what? You know what? I actually can pass sand checks. So 45.
All right, cool. It's just one.
All right.
How do you react to this?
Yeah. First I'm going to take the knife away from her, but seeing that she seems to be in some sort of like hypnotic state, I'm not going to do it all fast and everything. Just going to kind of turn over, spin around, sit up, wrap my hands around hers and remove the knife and put it away from her and call out for help only after I have the knife away.
Okay, let's do a contested strength roll for the taking the knife away.
Oh yeah, I got this. 6.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, 6.
A 6. Yeah, I think you think you got me.
That's good because the next move is going to be the puncher. So
Yeah, well, I rolled a 59 on so on a
all right,
65.
all right.
So
Oh,
go ahead and make a luck roll with this as well. If you have make me a luck roll. And she begins to thrash around wildly. You're able to subdue her arm, grab the blade. It's very slippery. There's blood just splattering everywhere.
so 35 on a 50.
Okay, you are somehow lucky enough to not get absolutely covered in blood. Perhaps you're behind her when you take the knife away, and as the commotion can be kind of heard, her thrashing and yelling around, two large, burly bathhouse attendants come running in, and they help you. They begin to subdue her, and even further, she begins howling and screaming. Quickly, her wounds are hastily bound by the towels that were in the room, and they start carrying her away, and she starts screaming out, "Let me die! Just let me die! It will be better this way if I die. I beg you, show pity. It didn't hurt the man, only myself. Please let me die. Not upon us, O king, not upon us." And you can all hear this echoing throughout the bathhouse. Like, even though there are two different areas, this is a central hallway that's kind of connected, and you can all hear this. And you definitely probably are horrified at the least by hearing this. Tula, I need you to make an intelligence roll for me, though.
I was going to ask, what she just
Certainly.
yelled out, is that anything I might recognize, like from literature or anything, travels, stories?
No, you probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Wow. These dice are fantastic. 96.
You don't have a clue. You're like, who is she talking about? Kings? We don't have kings. What the hell is she talking about? But you do recognize her voice. Her name is Samara. And you know that she was once owned by the troupe that's putting on the play. And she read extensively for the lead role of Casilda, the queen. You do remember that. You've talked to her a couple of times, but then at some point you were forbidden to ever talk to her again by the owner of the bathhouse. Something happened.
All right. Well, I'll do my duty and stay clear. Not my business.
Clearly. The bathhouse attendants profusely apologize for the interruption of your relaxation and for the crimes that have been committed in your presence, and assure you that your reservation will be extended the next day should you wish to return for a free return trip, and their greatest apologies.
You know, it's kind of like that restaurant where you go and you have an absolutely atrocious meal, abysmal service, and they, to appease you, give you a voucher for a free meal so you can do it again.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask for like I'm assuming they're gonna give me like a token or something, like you use for admission. And I'm gonna put that in my pocket, not because I plan on coming back, but because somebody else might want to, and this might be something to trade.
Yeah, it's actually a nice metal coin that they give you, emblazoned with the logo for the crest for the bathhouse, and it's actually a pretty nice coin. Anybody else doing anything here?
Did I get anything from eavesdropping on that conversation?
Oh yeah. Let's go back to that. Yeah. As far as is there anything specific that you're looking to hear for?
Maybe the whereabouts of Octavius. Whether or not he's been making moves on the Senate or anything like that, or if he's involving himself with this production.
You hear that he has intervened several times in the play's construction, in its setup, etc., trying to insert his own images or his self into it, and trying to stop the play from, unless it contains certain things that reference him. Seems to be quite full of himself.
Okay.
He also tried to stop the local metal worker from getting involved without making sure that his image was somewhere on the tokens that were being made for the play.
Okay.
So the local metal worker is the one that has been making these tokens, apparently.
Okay. Yeah. Would I have one of those tokens, or did we just?
Oh no, you have one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all of you got one. Some of you didn't look at it, but.
All right.
I mean,
Sweet.
I
got my
don't
notes.
look at coins. I just get handed things. They go in my pocket.
Yep. That was actually really smart to say that early on.
Established it early. Part of the canon.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm just ready to I relatively had a good time. There's some light screaming. It's less than when I served in the military. I'm still having a really great time compared to everyone else who's like really fussing about this. I'm just like, oh wait, we're getting out of the pool now? Okay. And then I get up and make my way out.
Yep. And you all meet up back at the front, ready to head out on to the next adventure that Tula has lined up for you, the shopping square. Before you went to the nice shops that had the high-end goods that you would want to take as souvenirs, this is more of the local fare. Dozens of shops line this spacious square. Variety of goods from all over the empire are offered here. It's your town shopping square. I don't know what more to say about it.
As we are walking through the town, through the shops, I make sure to point out all of the street vendors that I think have a slightly higher grade street food to Tilius as we walk through the town.
Oh yeah, there's fresh fish, produce, anything, fruits, everything here. Clothing,
Yeah,
jewelry, and it's the trinkety kind of jewelry, right? It's the tourist trap jewelry.
No. We're gonna get street food for everybody in our party. I got the money for it.
Yeah, you just start throwing out some coin, huh? Getting some street food, right on. There's even a vendor that has these tunics that say, I went to Vestalium and all I got was this stupid t-shirt or this stupid tunic. Cool.
I'm just taking in the sights and sound. I don't want anything in particular. I think that Titus has a weakness for like glass jewelry of some kind, so he might pick up one or two pieces of that.
Okay, fair enough.
And I'll make sure that my charges have not eaten too much to spoil the supper that Guy has all set up back home.
Yeah, make sure they don't overeat. But y'all have done a lot today. You burned a lot of calories. So, you do notice there is one shop that is not open. It's closed. The lamps outside are extinguished. Like there's just no sign of life around. It is the appears to be the metalworker shop, actually.
The pots. The pots.
The pot shop.
Oh,
Glory be. Yeah, if Tula is making an effort to like direct us to the pot shop because it's special, I will of course pop in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Assuming the metal worker, which is the shop that's closed, is the one who also makes the pots, I will inquire around to find out what's going on. I dropped off a pot for repair, and I'm here to pick it up. I was told that today was the day.
Yeah, there's nobody there to ask at the metalworking shop. So if you ask it, maybe
The
a
neighboring
shop.
shops and things like that. That you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Basically they're just like, I don't know, they just didn't open today. Sometimes it's like that.
Does this happen often?
Sometimes.
I always felt that Cornelius was a very respectable merchant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like stick my head against the windows or something and see if there's anything going on inside.
Yeah, Tula, make an insight roll.
Titus, or I'm the one looking in the window, so.
But yeah, you're looking in the window. Then I need you to make a
Hidden still.
spot hidden. Yeah, that's what it's. Yeah, that always throws me. Just the spot, the hidden part throws me because it's not always something
it's
that's
hidden.
hidden.
And I rolled a 28 out of 55.
Nice.
I failed.
You can tell that the people you're talking to, they're not telling you the whole truth. They're a little reluctant to actually. They kind of mention it and then just go right back to what they're doing, and you can tell they're not being up and up with you.
I'm going to check the servant class of the establishment and see if there's anybody sweeping or polishing or anything like that I can.
Yeah, these are pretty much family-owned shops, and not really.
Not of that class.
Not of that class. Yeah, this is the working class folks.
Got it.
You can.
I will try to actually, I'll try to going to try to listen to see if I can pick up anything, as I start to leave the area, walk away. I'm just going to miter my step just a little bit and see if I can listen to pick up any hint of conversation that might happen as I'm leaving the establishments.
Yeah, nope, nothing there. Pretty tight-lipped as you're leaving. It's actually unusually quiet. You would think that there would be some have a nice day or something, but actually there's nothing said.
And
almost like they're happy that you're leaving.
And since I'm not hearing anything, I'll turn and wave back to them and say, I shall see you tomorrow to find out about some other wares. Taking a look at the shop and what they sell, I'll make something up that I might have at one point in time stopped by to purchase from them.
They give a gentle wave and have a good day. Go back to doing what they were doing. Who all was outside the shop with Titus?
I was.
Okay.
I was standing outside. Yeah, but I don't think we went in.
Okay. The three of you, or the two of you then, not Titus because you're staring through the window, make a luck roll for me, please.
90, which is over 50, so that's a fail.
99.
99? Womp womp.
39. I pass.
All right. Perhaps you're all just looking in different directions. Titus, your hands up on the window. But Surya, you see out of the side, kind of into the alley, a young boy steps out of a door on the side of the building and exits the shop. He loads 3 large baskets onto a wagon, and he looks upset.
Can I see what he's loading in, or is it just covered baskets?
They're just like baskets. You can't see what's in them.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, hey, guys, someone just came out. I don't think this shop is closed.
I'm gonna speak up and says, if it's supposed to be closed and there's somebody that's going in there might be a crime afoot, and I will break down the front door.
You just kick in the front door.
I'm a fucking centurion. I'm fine.
Yeah, I know. There's no roll needed for that. This is a pretty easy to kick in door. Inside the shop, there are 3 teenage boys now busily cleaning up the shop. Sweeping, putting things away. It looks like they're putting tools away, that sort of thing. They look startled by the fact that you just kicked in the door.
Yeah. And there was somebody that was running out, right? They weren't just
Oh no, he was just routinely going out and putting things in the wagon. He was getting ready to go somewhere.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it off and say, is your master about?
The youngest looking one begins to break down in tears.
And I'm going to say it with like a lot of authority. I of course am allowed to kick down this door, and I demand to see the owner.
Make me a persuasion roll.
Sure.
It'd be a pretty good one for you.
Just imagine.
Does anyone else go in with him?
Yeah, I'll follow behind because I'm.
There we go.
What is going on?
I got a 5, which I'm pretty sure passes. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a pass.
I'm going to stand outside, kind of in the in case Cthulhu comes out. Kind of being the middle guy.
Gotcha. Tula, you come out of the other shop about the time Titus kicks in the door. and you see what's going on. You're like, oh boy.
I just start shaking my head and walk in that direction.
Yep. You can take the Rome. You can take the Centurion out of Rome, but you can't take the Rome out of Centurions.
Indeed.
Yeah, the boy, he says, sorry, my name is Sevius. I'm son of Selvius, the owner of the shop. Is my father. Well, he was. He was hired to make these, and they hold up more baskets of these doubloons, these pendants.
I'm like, we've seen the reaction people have had on these coins, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna like squint at them and say, "Are your fires going?"
Our fires are down for the day. My brothers and I, we only stoked the fires. We didn't make these. Oh, father.
Well, start them up. These need to be melted down. These are obviously of danger to the kingdom.
Oh no, these are fine. You should take these and do what you want with them.
I'm just gonna touch my sword, like kind of authoritatively. Like, yeah, I'm saying that they should be.
You think they should be destroyed? Huh. You know, after last night dinner, Father did seem a bit paranoid. And we got up this morning and found him, he had hung himself in the kitchen. Mother was so distraught. Father gone. Now, do we have to clean this up?
I'm just gonna reiterate, start the fires, boy.
Very well. We can do this. And
I'm gonna stick around to make sure that they actually do the damn thing.
yeah, each basket appears to contain hundreds of these bronze pendants. All of them cast again with that same symbol. You remember they're different from the ones you got earlier. Those were wooden tokens. These are bronze. These were to be a gift for each person who came in to see the show. Everyone would get a token to take with them from leaving. A reminder of the show, if you will.
I would like to step forward and just try to make a little bit of conversation, trying to figure out what's going on. And I'd ask, like, why are there so many? There are so few here. Why are you making hundreds of these?
Hundreds? We've made thousands. The arena seats 4,000, and the show is to play for a week. That's 7 days at 4,000 people each. That's 28,000 pendants. My father was commissioned for 50,000.
That can't be right, though. This place is empty.
Oh, they will come. We were told they're coming from everywhere.
I can't argue with that. And she just kind of steps back and looks at everyone and just like,
Where are these coins to be delivered?
To the arena. They're expecting us just within the hour. We have to deliver these. We won't make any more. But we have to deliver these, for we've already been paid for them.
Like I've seen her. Like I'm just making sure I'm not acting too harshly out of character. Like we've already seen how these coins like just fuck people up, right?
Yeah, you've seen people, but your own party, you've seen people.
Yeah.
Kind of go a little off the deep end by having them.
Yeah. I'm gonna like unsheath my sword and say I didn't burn pagan cults in Germania to come back here and have this wickedness spread here. Burn the fucking coins.
What shall we tell them, though?
You shall bring them to me, and I shall tell them.
Shall we go then? I can take you to them now.
No, coins first.
My brothers can take care of the coins that remain.
No, I'm not moving. I'm like, those coins get melted in front of my fucking eyes, or else I'm not budging.
They do begin to take them in the back. They get the fires going, the bellows working, and they start to prepare these coins to melt down. And so we have to get the fire to the right temperature to melt the bronze. It might take quite some time. Why are you so afraid
I don't
of
know
these?
what
They're
time of
just
day it is,
coins.
It depends on the time of day, how long I have up around.
Hey, I want to do something really stupid.
Oh, that's always fun.
Eat the coins.
I'm not gonna eat it, but I am gonna pick it up and look at it.
Cool. You kind of looking at it, examining it, that sort of thing?
Yeah, just
Cool.
to see if something similar happens with the token.
Well, make me a sanity check.
This is a terrible decision. I'm gonna die. I failed.
How bad?
98.
What? 98? Oh, wow. Yeah, great. This pendant feels quite sickly to it. As if the metal's not only cold, but also damp and clammy and almost fleshy. It's a fleshy metal.
Gross.
You're already in one thing. This could have pretty serious side effects for you. So
Hey.
go ahead and take 1d2 sanity damage. Or sanity loss, I mean.
Okay. Whew.
Um, oh boy. And you faint.
Oh, good. More evidence that these coins need to be fucking destroyed right now. Yeah, yeah, I'm committing.
So if I'm standing outside and I see Serbia like faint, I'm going to like quickly go in and try to offer whatever help I can to get her into a chair and do what I don't know, slap her in the face, throw water on her, whatever it is we got to do to try to wake her up.
Right. Okay.
And seeing one of my charges drop like a sack of potatoes, Tula jumps right in there and does her best, taking Servia's hand and stroking it several times to see. It worked last time. Maybe it'll work this time. I don't know.
It takes quite a bit for them to recover. Meanwhile, the boys are still stoking the fires and gathering the
Depends on how much
coin.
time we have. Like, do we have enough time to like watch these get melted down before that event or whatever?
Probably not, but you can tell that they are preparing to do that. Like, they haven't given you any resistance to it after you like kind of were so persuasive and flashed your Roman Senate badge, basically.
Sure. Yeah, the rule of steel.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to tell them I'm going to pay your neighbors to report back to me what you have done here.
We'll
I
take
will
care
not
of it,
tell
I
you which
promise.
one. And if your brothers can take care of us, take us to where these are to be delivered, so we might dispose of the rest of them.
Yes, we'll they're all at the arena, so
I think before we get too far along here, Servia may be served best by the town augur to perhaps see what signs and what things may have been coming over her, and perhaps give us some advice as to how we can straighten her out, if you understand.
Am I gonna get a lobotomy?
Yeah, the town auger, because they have a giant auger that they use on your head.
Yes, toilet art. You're out for about nine or 10 minutes. It takes before you come back to.
I will. I'll respond to Tula. I am all right with stopping at the town auger if that is on the way to the Colosseum. It seems as if this matter is something to be dealt with post-hastily.
Indeed it is. And when Servia comes around, I will try to herd the cats towards the location of the town auger, and they, most expeditious without going into the unsavory places of town kind of route.
Gotcha.
We've had quite enough action on our own.
Do they have like taxis or catamarans?
Yeah, I'm sure that they would here. You could probably flag down someone to carry you in a 4-person litter.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Uberus, come here, Uberus.
Uberus Dex instead.
All right. Yep. You flag down a litter to take you to the town auger. Vedius is his name. Once you arrive, you are greeted there by one of his servants, an attractive young Germanic slave, at the entrance to his villa. And she asks you, "So, why have you come to the home of my master? He only sees visitors who have an appointment, and he does have no appointments at this time."
I make a nasty face at the German woman and do not respond and let somebody else take the lead.
Tula?
I explain the situation as to what's been going on, and mention what has happened to Servia, and make sure to drop Gaius Philippus's name several times, and say, well, you know who I am and who I work for. These are our guests, and they don't seem quite right. And we are wondering, perhaps you have some idea as to what the fates might have in store for them.
Sure. Make a charm, persuade, or status roll for me on that. Your choice.
Boy, okay, charm, persuade, or status. Let's see, I don't have... charm. I don't have, you said status?
Status, yep, or persuade.
I don't have that. All I have is persuade, so let's give it a shot.
Right.
21, that is a pass.
Dang.
Nice. She smiles and says, "Yes, I do know who you are, and I do know who you work for." She pulls out a wax tablet. And she says, "For a donation of 100 sesterces, I'm sure that we could find the time to squeeze you in the 6th hour of the day."
I'm able to cover that. I have 3,000 sesterces.
I'm gonna say, because it's funny, that Serbia, out of pure just annoyance, pulls out like just a handful, doesn't count, probably more than 100, just drops it. It's just like,
Boom!
please. I cannot.
She
She's, like, barely
hurriedly
standing.
picks up the coin and puts it in a little basket there, and says, "Just please scribe your names here in the tablet, so that we have a record of who is here." And I'll go and make sure my master is ready. Please wait here. I'll be right back. She hurriedly heads inside. You can kind of hear some muffled talking, and she comes out and again says, "Ah, yes. This will do. This will do nicely. We'll see you. Yes, come right in. You probably dropped about 300 there.
Sounds about right.
Go ahead and take that off your money.
Yeah, already got it. Already got it.
And Tula's heart just sinks, knowing that that is more than enough to pay off her service and buy her freedom.
Yes, and you see that just kind of
The wealth, the sesterces that are just pouring out onto the floor like they are nothing but sand to be swept away, and Tula is just reeling inside with this, but of course trying to keep a composed face and not showing, but a small little tear forms at the side of her eye and works its way down her cheek.
Oh, poor Tula. And as you're led back through the gates into the gardens of this small villa, she asks that you sit and wait, and Vedius will be with you soon. You're sitting there for a few minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes, and another servant comes along, offers you wine and snacks, olives and cheeses. And then about another 15 minutes goes by, and Vestius strolls into the garden. He greets you and asks if you wish to know what the signs told me this morning in the viewing.
Servia just kind of like shrugs. She's very clearly over this whole debacle already.
Well, you see, the birds, they make strange movements. Unusual. They seem like nothing to normal people, but to one as myself, I see that there is nothing you need to be worried about. I see nothing but good fortune coming upon our city and all those in it.
She kind of cocks an eyebrow, and she just shrugs it off though, because she's.
Are you kind of disbelieving him?
It's not that. It's more she's heard the way these kinds of people talk. She doesn't necessarily fully buy into it, but
Okay.
she's willing to listen, at least.
Anyone else have any kind of reaction to this?
I feel like this is just kind of taking them back. It's just, after everything we've seen today, this person tells us that she promises everything is okay.
Yep. Everything will be fine. The good things are in store for you, the city, and the empire in the coming days.
Man, this one probably should have been in the ocean too.
Yeah, if you would like, you can make an augur or insight roll.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm gonna try to see how in character this comment and this description is $98.
On point. You buy in. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. Yeah, he's always right.
Always. He's the
You
man.
remember that time that he told you that you were gonna be able to save enough money and buy your freedom, and you're well on track, and it's working out for you. So
Well, that's why we came here.
yeah. Servia, you were disbelieving as well. Did you want to make a insight or augur roll?
Yeah, I gotta remember what the percent I need to meet is.
Oh, that's what your character sheet's for.
It's not on my sheet. Yeah.
It's on the default one that I uploaded. What stat are you trying to look for?
The insight.
Yeah, so your insight's going to be 5% normally.
Okay, yeah. I don't get that. I rolled 16.
Okay, that's weird. That link didn't pull up a sheet for me.
Weird. Oh, that's because I uploaded the. I linked to the. One minute here. I linked to my. Okay, never mind. It was in my browser, and I linked the browser link. Hang on.
No worries.
What a dummy move. Oh, no, I uploaded it. No, I uploaded it as a PDF. Never mind, I did it right. Scroll up, the default character sheet with skills.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, when I click on that and download it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Pops up for me.
Cancel. Open. No, don't open GoPro. This is why we record and then.
Totally. It'll all be on the cutting room floor.
Oh yeah, lose all this.
So I have nothing to compare this person to, like, to really make an insightful on this. But is augur a skill?
It is in the. It is in the module. It says a augur's roll.
Augur is probably one of the crafts.
Oh, it probably is
other
a craft.
skills.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, I don't know if I could really use insight here. I don't see augur anywhere.
Yeah, it's probably a craft. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, cool. All right. Cool beans. Let's see, because if I go into the. Where is it? The Through the Ages, I think is where it is. Yeah, I think it's in there somewhere.
Yeah, you just look up Invictus is what it's called.
Ah, yeah, it's in the Invictus rules. Yep. All right, so you all just kind of take it at face value then, huh?
Yeah, no, we all got this. I mean, I can roll for insight too if we're all kind of there and everyone else is just kind of.
Yeah, everybody's there.
staring.
Anybody can.
Mine as well. Let's see here. Do I have anything on insight? Insight 15%. Wow. No, I don't. No, but it's fine. This is face value. Totally fine. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Taking it
All right,
at face value.
I'm still gonna worry. I mean, I believe that he believes what he's saying. Is my interpretation of these things.
Yes, you believe that he believes. Exactly.
I believe that he believes. All right. Well, cool. Glad I didn't pay for that. And I'm gonna say, let's get over to the Coliseum to deal with this guy.
Cool. Over to the arena, which isn't super close, but not. I mean, the city's not that large, so kind of get around.
It's a vacation town. You know, it's very clustered, so that way all the tourists walk around the same areas. You know, you don't want it too spread out.
Yeah. So the arena is a magnificent facility as you approach. Easily seats 4,000 and is primarily used for exotic beast hunts, gladiator battles, and large combat events as such. Outside, there are banners hung all around with this symbol that you've seen several times now. These flags are fluttering in the wind, the banners waving. Obviously, they rented this out because the local theater was far too small. This must be a large venue. As from what you've heard, they're planning on selling out 4,000 seats for a week. So
They have to put 1,000 lanterns somewhere.
yes, and you can see people hurriedly rushing around as the light is getting dimmer as the afternoon wanes on. They're running around and hoisting lamps, putting them up in different places, beginning to light them around. And you see Sevius here, the young boy that you left at the shop. You see him pulling his wagon up. And
You
he's
better not
greeted-
have those fucking coins with him.
No, he's greeted by a woman in the yellow tunic and 3 burly men. They step out to meet him. You can see him talking to her from a distance. You can't really hear what he's saying, but his hands are moving quickly. He's, shrugging a lot. She looks relatively flustered as well and a little agitated.
Cool. Is there any guards nearby? Any guards that we've passed along the way?
Yeah, there's.
I don't feel like doing this on my own.
Yeah, there's several guards around.
I just want to flag one down, get their attention, and then basically I'm just trying to leverage my armor and kind of like my knowledge about how these things work to say, hey, there's a fucking problem with this motherfucking production. They've got coins that seem to be hurting people in some way, and I'm just trying to convince them to join us in helping to retrieve those and take care of the problem.
Yeah, make I guess that would be a persuade roll. Yeah,
Sounds like one to me.
unless you think your status, if you have any kind of a status that would help you.
Yeah, let me see what my various features say here. Languages, okay. Man, I have got all kinds of cool stats. But persuasion is not on my list. Where's status? Is that part of the part of your baseline stats, isn't it?
Yeah, let's see. Trying to see where it is on these.
Birthplace, wounds, luck.
Some little different rule sets.
Status is
okay.
for spot.
No, I don't see any status, so I'm just going to say that I failed since I do not have any persuade. And let me just make certain I could burn a lot of luck potentially, but persuaded at 15 and I rolled a 60, so I'm going to call that a no-go.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of luck to burn.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, they don't seem very impressed by your convicted argument that there's something wrong with this play. They actually kind of rebut you and like, this is the best thing that's happened to this city in years. Do you realize how much extra work we're going to have, how much extra money we're going to make? This is the best thing ever, man. Just enjoy the show. You're on vacation, aren't you?
I'm just gonna like wave a hand and be like, yeah, and then I'm
Take
gonna
a day
like,
off, man.
I'm gonna go stomp off.
We'll keep an eye on him. You gotta tell, like.
Yeah. I'll mind my business. Yeah.
Take a seat, Columbo.
And as the
If they
eighth,
stop doing shady shit, I'll stop sticking my nose in it.
right?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go address the court. I'm still sticking my nose in it. I'm gonna go address whoever Coin Boy was talking to.
Yeah, as you come back to kind of look for them, they're all gone. Coin Boy's gone. Sevius is gone. The three burly men. You actually see his wagon pulling away down the road.
Yeah, he can go. I'm gonna go by the entrance that they were meeting at. They're nearby.
Yeah, sure. You as you approach that entrance, a couple of the guards there, they stop you. Oh, I'm sorry, this is private entrance.
Are these like town guards or whatever?
Yeah, town militia.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I have much of a. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull out some of my coins, and I'm just gonna say, well, look here, lads. There's a real pretty girl back there. You told me to meet her before the show, and I'm just gonna lean in. Could you help me out? I can help you out, and I'm gonna like flash a few cents or whatever the coins are called.
Sesterces?
Yeah, that
Sesterces,
word.
yes.
Yeah, that word. Kind of look at each other. A couple of them, they chuckle. He's like, I don't know why you would want to get involved with any of these nutcases that are in here, man.
I'm just gonna shrug and say, hey, if you see my face, I gotta take what I can get.
I'm sure you can get far better. The other end of the town, man. There's far better for you. Feel free to make a charm, fast talk. Any of those?
Sure. Yeah. Let me
Trying
see.
to fast talk your way in here, charm these guards with some coin.
I sure am. Yeah, I sure am. There isn't fast talk in this one, I don't think. Yeah, wait, there is. Ooh.
Yeah.
There's both charm and fast talk. Wow, let's see here. Do I have either of those? No. That's fine. We're gonna roll the dice and see if I get. No, I don't.
You don't get lucky. He's like, look, I'm not gonna risk my career on
Fair enough.
this. This isn't turning into some sort of political mess. You're from out of town, obviously. He recognizes your stash. You're of somewhere. I really don't need that blowing up in my face and me being the guy. Look, just
I'm gonna pat them on the shoulders, thank them for the time, and then join the rest of the group and let somebody else do something after my two failed attempts at doing something.
Well, of your time here, the 8th hour begins to draw near, and Tula, you recognize the time, and no, you must make it to the barge for the dinner cruise.
Indeed, and I mentioned this to my charges and say we must get a move on. We have a spectacular evening aboard ship, meals and entertainment that will far surpass whatever nonsense is going on here. It is clearly not ready for our eyes yet.
I will gesture for you to lead the way.
Yeah, Achilles is just along for the ride at this point. He's just like, what in the actual hell is going on? I'm trying to have a good time. And, got the people cutting themselves. This, we got people having seizures. And he is ready to go. Just wherever you're going, he is ready to pay to get us there fast.
Hearing that, Tula looks for Uberus and tries to, signal to him that he's got another charge here and, make it snappy.
All right. You flag down another litter and jump on board. And you know that if you're late, Gaius is going to punish you and fine you. So you tell the guy, hey, let's step on it, buddy. And he gets you there a bit early, actually. Just a few others are just starting to show up to the barge, the docks. And you arrive and behold a wondrous sight. Here is moored a barge like no other you have ever seen. The decks are all polished wood, artistically carved handrails, posts, and columns. A canopy of bright colors covers nearly a third of the vast deck. There are 5 marble couches piled high with pillows and cushions. Beside each is a table with a bowl of fruit and a glass of wine. An attendant stands near each couch with a large fan of ostrich feathers. A dozen black oars jut out into the water from the lower decks. A voice calls out, "Welcome! Welcome to my ship! Come aboard, my friends! Come now! We have a whole evening of feasting, entertainment, and excitement planned." It is Gaius, your host, leaning over the rail, well-dressed as always, and sporting his well-practiced smile. Hi, thanks for tuning in. This has been United Adventure Company's presentation of Call of Cthulhu's Ripples from Carcosa. 3 scenarios exploring Hastur, Carcosa, and the King in Yellow. The cast is Starless as Attilas Blasio, Alistair as Servia Mesa, Frankie as Titus Fulvus, and Diamond as Tula. Your keeper for tonight has been Jackal Crossing. If you've enjoyed this video, please do us a favor, hit that thumbs up like button and let us know just how much you've enjoyed it. Also, you can click subscribe so you can get notified every time we post new content on this or any of the other games that we play. Looking for a way to support the channel beyond those two? Then jump down to the description and click the link to the Patreon page where you can join Nathan, Aaron, Two Wolf Design, and Lord Thorin in their support of our channel. Want to hang out with the cast and crew? Then join the Discord. That link's down in the description as well. We can't wait to see you there.